Ladies and gentlemen, last year's Stand-Up Comic Audience Award winner, Ellen DeGeneres.
Why, thank you very much. Actually, the reason I am here tonight is to explain the voting process of the way this year's funniest stand-ups were chosen as opposed to the way last year's funniest stand-ups were chosen. So, I'm going to get to that in a second. I just want to say one thing real quick. Winning last year the funniest female stand-up, I'm not eligible to win this year. So I have a little problem with this term limitation thing because I feel like I was just as funny, if not funnier, than I was last year. So next year I'm hoping to be in the acting category because I just got a new series on ABC that'll be on in the fall. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's on ABC in the fall. It's called Laurie Hill. I'll be on it. ABC fall. And I think this is a great opportunity, to talk about me just for a second. I feel like it's a great show. I'm very happy about it, but you never know about shows if they'll last or not. So I have some ideas if anybody out here, Penny, Gary, would like to help me in my career. Most shows are like kind of rehashed older shows anyway. They just do a little twist on an older show, and I have an idea for my show. The Flying Nun was very, very popular. That's far-fetched, I know that. But I would be fairly religious, and I could jump really high. The Leaping Unitarian is what I'm thinking of calling it. I don't really know. I just want to be on a classy show. Or I'll work with puppets. I don't care. I just want to be on a show. So in a minute, the funniest comedians will be announced for this year, but you're probably saying to yourselves, gee, I wish Ellen would explain how the voting was done this year. Okay, we showed clips of the 10 nominees on a special edition of Short Attention Span Theater, which is on Comedy Central, a network. Thank you. Comedy Central, it's an all-comedy network, all comedy all the time. And from that, thousands of viewers wrote and phoned in a special 900 number and talked to naked operators named Betty. I'm kidding. They weren't named Betty at all. I'm kidding. They were. Everyone who voted had the chance to win a brand new Dodge Shadow convertible, which, by the way, is another good idea. I think we have a big election year coming up right now. I think a lot of people would vote if you had a chance to win maybe a washer-dryer, something like that. Something you should think of. All the ballots on the entire awards, not just this category, were counted by some friends of mine, actually. They're from Price Waterhouse, Joseph Page and Richard Norton. We actually have a band together. They're very good dancers. We play frat parties on the weekends. So now to introduce this year's funniest stand-ups is a woman who started working in Greenwich Village when female stand-ups were almost unheard of. She's since then gone on to play every major club in the country. She's raised a daughter. She's written a couple of bestsellers. She's hosted her own show. She just finished her autobiography. Every woman that goes into comedy today walks through the doors that were opened by, and I would like to personally thank Miss Joan Rivers.
They asked me to fly in from New York at my own expense. It's true. To talk about what it's like to be a stand-up comic. And I was very pleased. And then I found out I was their second choice. They had originally asked Dan Quayle. But being a stand-up is very, very difficult. I'm in the business 22 years, and already I'm shaking. There are nights that everything works. You come out, and for some reason, they like you and you like them, and it's a party, and you walk off and you say, why are they paying me? And there are some nights that no matter what you do, nothing works. Nothing works. You can kill yourself out there. The same joke that you just did last night, they all go, yeah, right. And, I once had a monk break a 20-year vow of silence to go, up in front. And people have asked me, why do people continue to do stand-up comedy? I always say that by doing stand-up, and this is really true, you're able to point out the endearing foibles of human nature to everybody. You're able to make the world a happier place through comedy. And mainly, I hope you'll be spotted for a TV show and you get out of your business once and for all. And I'm here for the ladies that are still plugging away in the clubs in the category of funniest female stand-up comic. The nominees are Diane Ford.
My grandma was too poor to afford cologne. She used to put a little bit of vanilla behind each ear. Every time she baked cookies, my grandpa would get an erection.
Diana Jordan.
This is going to be my first time to get married, and I know I'm no spring chicken, but hey, I am still going to wear that white dress, right, ladies? I might be wearing black panties, but I'm wearing that white dress.
Cathy Ladman.
Typical Jewish mother. Really, one time my mother was on jury duty. They sent her home. She insisted she was guilty.
Kathleen Madigan.
Went to the little counter and they go, oh, you're 24. Well, you're just not old enough to rent a car. I was like, well, I'm just old enough to buy an assault rifle.
Pam Stone.
Whenever a woman reaches up and kisses a man, we raise our leg. You ever notice that? That leg just pops up. Isn't that the stupidest thing? You never see a guy do this, do you? No. You never see a guy go to work. Bob, how you doing?
And the winner is Cathy Ladman.
Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. You know, I'm so glad I waxed my underarms tonight. I have so many people that I really want to thank, and I know there's not time to thank everyone, but I'm just going to go through it really quickly. First of all, I want to thank Mike Nichols and Elaine May for making the album Examine Doctors. Because that first inspired me to become a comedian when I was 8 years old, and I haven't given up. I'd like to thank my fabulous manager and one of my dearest friends, Claudia Crown, who speaks to me about the most inane things that no one else would ever talk to me about. My best friend of 16 years and counting, Cathy Kinsner. My sister and brother-in-law, Leslie and Larry Popkin, for coming out tonight. A man who will not allow me to mention his name, who's sitting at my table. Judy Toll, Richard Addis, John Melicar, and these are all the other people that I listed. So what I'm going to do when I go home is I'm going to put these up on the wall so when I get depressed, which never really happens to me, I can look at this and think, I love all these people and they love me. And thank you. And I love you all for making me laugh. Thank you very much. Enjoy the veal.